Hey guys, Rich from Richmond Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Welcome to this, another episode of the now somewhat bi-weekly Bugle with, for the first time in, I don't know how long, a whole bunch of stuff to run through for Marvel Crisis Protocol. And joining me, as ever, is Mr. Quinn Duggan. Quinn, how the hell are you doing, sir?
When you were like, "Oh, I don't know how long it's been," I was going to be like, "It's been a month since I've been on it." Um,
Of course I
yeah,
did. I went solo, didn't I, last
you went
time?
solo. We've actually got things to talk about. Oh my god! Also, it's the fortnightly bugle because that is the least confusing way to say once every two
Bi
weeks.
bi-weekly works
That could mean
just.
twice a week.
No, it doesn't. That's
It,
twice weekly. It's twice weekly. It's bi-weekly.
it's fucking fortnightly.
No, bi-weekly.
It's fortnightly.
My show, my rules.
Your
Folks, hope you're well.
show.
Justin, Dewana Core Box. Sean, hope you're good. Daz, hey buddy. I like games. Mind Flameblade, hope you're well. Yeah, hope everyone in the chat is doing really, really well. Guys, let's get into it. There is a whole bunch of things we want to go through. For anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, we've just come off the back of the Gencon preview for all things Marvel Crisis Protocol. And they started out, so let's just jump over and take a look at what they started out with. And it was the card artwork for the brand new Rivals panel, Warrior Falls. We've got synthetic heart-shaped herbs with Killmonger in the front there, Bass Blessing with Black Panther, Killiluna's Glory, and then Trial by Combat. Obviously, Quinn, some of these could be character-specific cards. Some of these could be Wakanda cards. I gather it'll be a mix, we would imagine.
Yeah, they mentioned something about like the two middle ones being related to whoever wins the, trial by combat in essence.
Yes,
So
yeah, so I
the
think,
Bass Blessing is the Panther one, and then Killuna's Glory is the Killmonger one.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they're nice, right? The
I mean,
nice artwork.
you can't really say much about them, right? You don't know what they do.
Yeah,
Like
exactly, exactly.
they look sort of pretty, yay, meh.
Do we think Trial by Combat is going to be a very specific card where it only works if there is a Black Panther and a Killmonger on opposing sides?
I hope it's like some sort of face me situation where you just go, you and me are going to fight. That's
That could be quite
that's
good.
what I want in this game. I just want to go, oh, you have an extract, you want to run away with it? No, fight me.
Fight me.
Fight me now.
Fight me. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, look, artwork's really cool. As they usually are, right, on their tactics cards. So no surprises there. Let's move on to the next image that we got. And Quinn, it was whilst we've seen the still images of all of the models, we've now got all of the new X-Men all painted up. So starting out, we had Nightcrawler and Bishop. You know how excited I am for Bishop. I really, really love that character. Sticking with the theme of murdering Sentinels, but I also believe Nightcrawler comes with a optional BAM, as they said. A BAMF, sorry. Yeah, BAMF.
He also
Which is...
comes with swords as an option, I believe.
Oh, that'll be nice. I didn't hear them say that. So...
We saw that when the models were first revealed, like a few months ago.
Yes, maybe we did. Yeah, maybe we did. Ren the Wizard, hope you're well, buddy. Davey, hope you're well. Glenn, new players will love that new core box. Yeah, I think they will. I think it's about time they had a new core box. Not quite sure it's the one I would have gone for, but hey ho. Then we get some details of the cards that come with these guys as well. So, Children of the Atom, Mutant Traitor, Preserve the Dream, and then Quinn, one that really intrigues me, Mass Transit. X-Men need more movement, right?
Yeah,
And
the one
this'll
thing
help
that
them.
MCP as a game is missing is more ways for people to run away. Ugh.
Yeah, not a fan of that, but hopefully it only works when when you're not holding an objective, or you have to drop the objective before it works. We've seen precedent set with that in some newer cards, so hopefully that is the case. Little sneak preview there of Charles Xavier as well on the mutant traitor card will be interesting. But yeah, any characters you can see on there, Quinn? Obviously, Forge is there as well. I'm trying to see on any of the other ones.
I don't think there's any new on the others.
Who's the one at the back on the Children of the Atom left hand side?
Psylocke, isn't it?
Is that Psylocke?
Back left, it's Psylocke. She's got purple hair and a sword.
Okay, it's just like the spine things on the back. I didn't.
Oh no, it's the Bone Lady. Yeah, the Bone Lady.
Yeah, the Bone Lady. And then is that Kitty Pryde?
I would assume that's Kitty.
I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah. So Children of the Atom's a reprint as well, Quinn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we already know what that does.
Oh no, I predict this card will let an X-Men character remove all the conditions they have and gain a power per condition.
I think it could be. Marrow. There we go, Joseph. There we go. This is the optional BAMF that you can have with Nightcrawler. I didn't put the whoosh on Deadpool. I didn't like it. I don't know if you have yours on,
I
Quinn.
put it on mine just because Deadpool's meant to be a similar character.
Yeah, that's fair. The fact Forge has made an appearance makes me wonder if he's coming to the game. They've said before, Mind Flame Blade, that don't always take the fact that they are on a tactics card as a guarantee that they are coming in the game. But I feel it's a good indication, right?
If you're rating like mutants on sort of like a tier system in terms of like how popular they are, how like prevalent they are, what Forge is probably like C tier, maybe B. It's like pushing B.
You leave my Forge alone.
He's not A tier, is he?
Yeah, but I like him.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Your opinion never matters to me, Rich. We know this.
I mean, that is true, isn't it? That's the one thing that we can guarantee, is that my opinion has never mattered to you.
No, because I'm always right and you're always wrong. I've yet been proven wrong in that statement, so...
They did say a character from... what are we doing there? They did say a character from... Yeah, it's none of these ones. It's the next set that we've got. So next up then, we have got, not in the right wheelchair as far as I'm concerned, Professor Charles Xavier. I want Wheelie Boy Quinn. I don't want floaty chairman.
This one will look fine if you get rid of the little fart.
Yeah, why does his... I get, like...
I get it for modelling purposes, but equally, he's not like, he's not scorching his mansion with jet fuel whenever the floor of his mansion with jet fuel whenever he goes around anywhere, is he?
Exactly.
Not how that works.
No. I'm not overly fond of Charles's model in this, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
I mean, what did you expect? It's a bald guy wearing a suit.
I just think it's very, basic, bitch. It's very basic, bitch.
What did you want? Did you want him with the chair knocked over, with him sort of sprawled halfway out of it?
Yes, that's the version I want.
Trying to pull himself back up.
Anyone who can get me a 3D printed model of that, let me know. I will pay you handsomely for it. And then Shadow King, I really like the Shadow King model. It's they took what they tried to do with Kang and made it work. Not Kang, sorry. Claw. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I really, really like this. Really,
I
like
think
this.
Of this sort of X-Men wave, he's easily the best model.
Yeah. Yeah.
With I think probably that Bishop being a close second, honestly.
Yeah, I think it looks really nice. It does look real nice. Quick look at the artwork. So we've got Mind Wipe we've got Cerebro, and we've got Astral Plane. Pretty obvious there, Quinn. You've got 2 cards for Charles, and then 1 card for Jesus Christ.
Shadow King.
Shadow King, what is wrong with me?
Do you mean Kang or Claw?
Kang or Claw, yeah. Now, whilst they're being shown together, do we think they're going to come in the same pack?
I think they're the same box.
Because they are sort of bitter rivals, aren't they?
I mean, but the reason I say they're the same box is because they literally said they're the same box. So.
Oh, do they actually say they're the same box?
I believe so.
Cool.
I think I heard that. I think Cerebro might actually not just be a Charles exclusive card. Because, you
think?
Emma uses Cerebro from time to time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I think even Jean uses it at some points. Like, maybe it will just be like, any of these 3 people can do it, and it's an X-Men card.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be fine. Astral Plane, I'm really intrigued about. I mean, the thing is, you can't really look at the artwork and have any indication as to what they do, because it just doesn't help whatsoever. Not gonna lie, Shadow King looks like a stand user. I wasn't expecting a JoJo villain to show up in the MCP. Yeah, I like that they're doing something a little bit different than just the normal stuff. Did I want him over other characters? No, but
just because I know you're confused, Rich. JoJo is an anime. There you go. Can't tell you much more than that about it, but it's an animes.
Okay. And then we've got Kitty Pryde with Lockjaw. Honestly, if I could have grabbed through the screen, Quinn, and
if you could have grabbed through the screen, you would have had your arm broken by like hench Will Shick. you would have like flailed at him, and he would have gone. He is looking quite
hench, isn't he? Yeah, he's been in the gym. And then obviously we've got Iceman there as well, Bobby Drake. Yeah, I like that Lockheed's on there.
Like he's got a card.
Yeah, like, it's pretty cool. Let's take a quick look at the cards. Faithful Companion, which is obviously going to be is obviously the Lockheed one. Hold Still. So we did have confirmed, guys, that Nimrod is coming in the game. Will did say that keep an eye out, because Hold Still may be a spoiler for something coming in the not too distant future. So, yeah, Nimrod confirmed. Obviously part of the Sentinels, Quinn. Could even be a secondary leader for the Sentinels.
I mean, yeah, I think you could see like a fair few iterations of Sentinel leaders down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Master Mold as well. There's you could even have
just a prime for every mark they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Will called him Lockjaw 2 to 3 times. I know. Xavier's Dream, which looks interesting, and then Untapped Potential. One of the things I find it really odd, Quinn, is there's zero consistency with the art style on anything from MCP.
Well, sometimes they get different artists to do it. Sometimes it's ripped straight from different comics.
No, that's what I mean. But I do like a more consistent art style, and I get getting different artists, but they go from being like what I would say old school comic right through to like very modern day comic, don't they? Like where it's a lot more realistic.
And then you get that sort of weird sort of, 2000s to maybe sort of mid 2010s where they went like hyper realistic, sort of like in the Untapped Potential card, and then they sort of settled back into Xavier's Dream style like art.
Yeah. Does Angel have his apocalypse wings in Xavier's Dream?
He does.
It does very much look like it, because they've got the little tail things on the back, haven't they, as well? Like on on the back side of the wing. So yeah, which is interesting.
He's also blue, by the looks of it.
Who? Angel? No, he's not blue.
He looks blue.
The one I'm looking at here doesn't look blue.
I've zoomed in. He looks a bit blue.
Just realised Untapped Potential is a reference to the story where Emma Frost's bodyguard with Bobby to show him just how... body swapped to show him just how... Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because like Bobby's an Omega level mutant because he can literally like manipulate things at a molecular level. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they've lowered the bar for Omega level far too much, in my opinion, nowadays.
well, no, he could literally turn any
No.
molecule into whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm fine with that, but they've still lowered the bar far too much.
But Omega level just means you're the best at the thing that you do. You Wolverine it. You're the best at what you do.
But you're not. And then here is a family shot of all of the X-Men in all of their glory. Fuck you, Cable.
She's in the future. Leave him alone.
Who else is missing?
Magic?
Is Magic there?
Magic isn't there, even though Colossus is. X-23, Honey Badger.
X-23, Honey Badger, yeah.
New Logan. There will be others.
New Logan, yeah.
I don't care enough about X-Men to be able to list them, honestly. Like, can we move on to something far more interesting?
Oh, there's a lot more interesting stuff. Let's start then, Quinn, with some Gwenom and some Ben Reilly, aka Scarlet Spider. Really cool models. You'd imagine additions to the Web Warriors at the very least. Well, they are going to be Web Warriors. Could see them elsewhere as well. You know, we're up to 3 symbiotes in the game now. Gwyn.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
So, you know, not far off Aaron's hope of being able to run a full symbiote team. But
one day.
Yeah, so obviously Gwenom, it's the venomized version of Gwen Stacy, aka
she's like
Ghost Spider. No, it's her bass guitar.
It looks a bit weird at the top to be a guitar, doesn't it?
They confirmed it was a guitar.
How did they?
Yeah.
It does look weird at the top for a guitar. Maybe it's a venomized guitar.
Maybe it's a venomized guitar, and if it's not, maybe you should make it a venomized guitar. 4 symbiotes: Carnage, Venom, Gwenom,
Agent Venom.
Agent Venom. Ah, there we go. Agent Venom as well. Yes.
We said Carnage. Fuck you, Glenn.
And then Scarlet Spider, very interesting. He's like a clone of all the other spiders. He's definitely buff.
That's very interesting, and one of the worst things in comic books are apparently synonymous now.
He's a very buff Spider-Man anyway, I'll give him that.
Yeah,
maybe he's going to the same place as Schick to
actually,
to work.
that Ben Reilly model, the life model for that sculpt was shit. Buff shit.
The pose reminds me very much, and it's not quite the same because he is doing the whole spider
it's
thing.
Corset Spidey.
Yeah, but I was going to say it reminds me a little bit of Captain America, where he's like, I want a really good shot. Chris Evans was like, I want a really good shot showing how big my muscles are. And, you know, he's holding onto the building and then holding onto the helicopter. Like, I must have this in here. But yeah, really nice. Nice to see that that they know that other people apart from X-Men exist, which is nice.
I'm not super happy that it's representing Web Warriors. Like, they're already, like, you know, secretly just the best thing in the game.
Only for one player.
Well, yeah, but like, still, like, it's gonna be interesting, like, how good Gwenom actually is, because she is assumedly going to be competing with Ghost Spider for the Gwen Stacy like slot, right?
Yeah, well, it very much depends, doesn't it? She might bring something completely different, but yeah, you're not going to be able to play her in the same. I mean, technically, I don't think you should be able to play Agent Venom and Venom because it's the same goddamn alien that's in there. But yeah,
here we go again. Rich is ranting on about the goddamn aliens.
The goddamn aliens.
He's gonna start talking about how they're taking our
coming
jobs
over here, taking our agents' jobs.
Also, Glenn, we don't call him that. It's not what he is. He's a Ghost Rider player.
I'm a Ghost Riders player now. But yeah, nice models, Quinn. Obviously, it's always hard to tell with these still images, isn't it? Like how good they actually look. This is what we got last time round with all of the X-Men stuff. Now we've seen them painted up. You get a much better appreciation for the model because these won't be models; these are just 3D renders, aren't they? That they're showing us.
If you want to talk about some good-looking models, let's get on to the next bit.
Let's go next. Oh, we've got ourselves some spider foes, Quinn.
Sandman.
Yeah, so we've got, and we'll get on to Sandman last. We've got Electro first of all. Looks really, really cool.
Don't like that he's got the silly like star mask.
I love it. I'm going to be painting him green and yellow. Absolutely love
I
it.
will probably be getting a 3D print that looks a little more sensitive.
Shocker.
Shocker looks awesome.
Shocker looks good. Very Black Bolt for me with that base at the bottom though. But it's still quite nice.
You can always leave it off.
Vulture, which I think is a really nice, almost like hybrid of all of the other vultures we've ever had, right? Because it's like it's kind of silly man head, but then it's not feathery wings. I do like it.
But feathery wings was the only thing that I could not abide in a vulture miniature. Like,
which is fine.
What? Why would he be flapping around with feather wing? That doesn't make any sense. I am being an old man. Fine, I don't care. People in comics are weird, but why is he flapping around with like feathers that are gonna like fall off? Like no.
And then Sandman Quinn. Now they said that he comes with Sandman grunts. We think this was a mistake, and we think like these are going to be constructs.
Yeah.
So they're going to work because grunts clearly state you can only have one on the field at any one time. But who knows, Quinn?
I mean, maybe he picks the big hand grunt.
Well, maybe they do different things, or maybe he has a rule that says, because you've got to remember, rules on a card override rules in the book. That's how games work. So who knows? Maybe he can have them out there. I'd love this to be he gets to attack from those bases. Like that could be quite cool. So I think they're going to be constructs though, Chris.
I think they are going to be constructs though,
and I would like it to be something like that, right? So he can attack from them, but maybe they can't be attacked, or they attack once. They've all got 2 health or something, and they disappear, but you get to spawn one every turn or something.
Yeah,
place them within 3. Yeah, makes him a bit of a back point holder, but can still get forward and do things. So yeah, that'd be really interesting. They also mentioned that this was coming, and again, I don't know if they got themselves confused, that this was coming as a single pack with 4 characters in.
Yeah, the way they worded it seemed like they weren't confused, and it was, in fact, like a new form of release.
Which
I'm okay
with. Yeah, because
there's no character here that's like an absolute pile of shit. So I'm fine with it.
So, I tell you the other reason why I like it, Quinn. We get 4 characters in a pack for Shatterpoint, okay, on average, right? No, in fact, so far that's all we've had, right? 4 characters in a pack. I keep that separate as being like that's the equivalent of the Rivals panel.
Statement. Suddenly it doesn't count.
Yeah, so I will disregard it. No, but we know that we know we are having a pack with 5 characters coming up because we're going to get Padawan Ahsoka Tano in there as well. But why do I like them coming in bigger packs? So this is not an affiliation pack. They were quite clear with that. The affiliation pack is coming. We'll talk about that in a second. The more characters they put in a box, the less money they cost, right? A 2-person box costs £40 on average, or a 2-character box. The affiliation packs are like £60, £65, something like that. So you get the economies of scale. They get to sell more because it means that you have to buy the 4. But for me, more characters in a single box means that you're not paying as much for them, which I think is good. Brings down that price of being, £20 per character to being something more like £15 per character, which feels a little bit better, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It's still a lot, but, it works.
It is still a lot, but these are of the size and I would now say, to some extent, the quality of a single box sergeant or commander from Games Workshop, right? Plus,
to be honest, they've always been a bigger size. Like,
no, but I mean, like in terms of like
scaling is weird anyway.
It is very weird. Plus, you get all the cards in there as well, and tokens and everything else that you don't get in GW. So I think it's perfectly fine. Plus, they save on packaging as well. Yep. Absolutely, absolutely.
Save the planet, yay.
Then they spoke, and by the way, guys, we're going through in the order that they went through. So if it seems a little bit weird, it's because
this is the order the Rich screenshot things in.
No. Because it's the order that they played it.
Yeah, and is therefore the order that you screenshot them
in. Timeline events, Quinn. Let's talk about these. Because they are claiming them to be their main premier tourney event going forward.
This is so American.
Unbelievably
American.
I don't think this will take off.
No, of course it won't.
If I'm being brutally honest. And the reason that is 3-day events. Like
not a thing unless it's a convention.
So
which is only a thing in America, really.
Yeah, we don't have 3-day events over here in the UK. Or cut-offs. We don't have cut-offs. In the UK, we don't have cut-offs.
Entirely pointless.
Yeah, you turn up, or you've lost your first 2 games. Yeah, bye. And you pay the same amount for your ticket. So, look, you might like it, you might not like it, but the idea is you bring multiple rosters for each day of the event, each day being a cut-off. USA!
Justin.
America! Fuck yeah! I still think one of my favourite songs ever is I played this song to my son and he thought it was a parody song, but it's the song, "'Cause I'm proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free." And he genuinely thought that was a parody song and he wouldn't believe me that it was a real song. Anyway,
at least I know I'm free, except from medical debt.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nathan's just said as well, we don't really have 3-day events in the US either, so I'm not sure what they're thinking.
This feels so like convention centric that it's just it's pretty much pointless. Like
USA. Look, I think this is a nice idea. I think we have better versions of this type of thing ourselves, where we restrict the cards you can take, and they're called team events, where you share the roster of characters between your team. But yeah, for me, not a big fan of this, Quinn. And then timelines will rotate out regularly. Like, what? So somebody who you need... First of all, I mean, let's talk about this. First of all,
30 characters.
You need 30 characters as the entry point to this game, right? Which is crazy.
I mean, also, this event format makes Aaron cry. Like, that's all I was thinking when they brought this up. Other than the whole, this is very American, it was just like, oh, Aaron's not going to like this.
This competitive format is about as interesting and fun as wearing pen and suit. How about this implemented over like a 3-week total run?
It feels like a lot of work for not a lot of gain. And I say this as someone who I think would be positioned to do actually quite well in this sort of event, because I play pretty much everything in any game I play, and therefore have that experience with, like, you know, probably whatever characters are available at a given time. However, just seems a bit wank.
For me, Quinn, like, I just don't get it. Like, why? What did they... Like, they've never really delved into the competitive play at all.
And it feels like if this is how they're going to do it, maybe I'd prefer if they just left it alone.
Because we've had, like, let's be honest, they appeased the Star Wars community that were the old FFG products, because FFG were big
if
on
they
it.
had the choice, they would never have, like, done the organized play stuff that they had for the Star Wars games.
Not organized play, but like, so not the packs, but as in the actual worlds
to me,
and stuff
organized
like that.
play means any form of event, the majority of which come in the form of tournaments.
Yeah, no, I
because
agree.
that's just how people play miniatures games.
Um,
In an event setting, like, yeah,
yeah,
it's tournaments because it's just the easiest way to do it.
just not a fan, Quinn. Just not a fan.
Shall we talk about something more like fun?
Let's do that. Let's talk about Sinister. Well, no, sorry. Let's get ahead of myself. New affiliation pack announced. I think these are a good thing. So this is the Spider Foes affiliation pack. Once again, Quinn, bringing that price down. If you're a older player, you've probably got all these characters. The only annoying thing I find is that right now there is no way for me to get the new formatted cards. But it is also a window of opportunity for them, as they have done with Spider-Man, to change the cards as well and make little tweaks on them. But yeah, nothing much more to say about that one. But then we're just going to jump over, guys, to a quick video. We're going to play you the video that they played, because yes, I did steal it. And let's go here.
Content thief. DMCA him now.
Right, we'll be back in a second. We'll play you this video.
And the next phase for Marvel Crisis Protocol.
So, yes, Quinn, we are getting a brand new core box. There we go. Sorry, Quinn. So, Quinn, we are getting a brand new core box, brand new core box for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Fully updated. However, this is not a version 2.0. The box itself, the rules are going to stay exactly the same.
Which is, as I told you, what constitutes a change in edition.
Yeah, but the characters are going to be different characters. So let's start by looking at what comes in the core box. So a couple of things they've done. First of all, how many characters are in there in total? It's 11.
At least 3.
Somewhere between 3 and 1 million. So 11 characters in total.
13 miniatures, I want to say.
13, yes, because you get 2
Extra
Danvers and the
and
grunts.
then Ultron.
Yeah, the grunts, yeah. Some new terrain. They've changed the rules. They've changed the range tools to be more in line with Shatterpoint.
Tools. Yeah.
The movement tools.
Flat ends.
Flat end on one, and then curved at the other side. They've updated the tokens. They've gone to square.
Yeah,
by the looks of it,
not a fan of square tokens. Ew.
No, I'll be using the ones that I've already got.
I'll be using my Cogatu ones, thank you.
Don't mind the score tracker; it's okay.
I just don't care.
But yeah, I mean it is what it is.
But also, but I think before we go any further, it was brought up in chat whilst the video was playing. I think it's important we address it. People aren't too fond of the core set Doc Ock being in the affiliation pack. That's soon going to be the only way you can get him.
Yes, it is going to be the only way you can get him. Because they are discontinuing the original core box. So you will have to buy the affiliation packs. If that's how, if you want that character... Yeah.
You either get a core box or you get a faction pack.
Yeah, Yeah. So let's go through. Let's take a look then at some other things that we took. Oh, here we go. So here is your lineup of good guys. I suppose one of them is goodish, baddish. Another Cap, Quinn, and another Iron Man. I'm kind of okay with when we take a look through their cards. You'll see that they're pretty good.
I like the model for the new Cap. He's not Boomer Cap, so it's all fine.
So just to clarify to everybody, whilst the rules haven't changed, every character in this new core box is a brand new character with a brand new card that they come with. So the characters are completely different. They've got different threat levels. They've got different abilities. Some characters that didn't have leaderships now have leadership. Some characters that had a leadership have got a different leadership for the same affiliation. They do not replace the original characters. They are alternatives, just in the same way that Red Skull Hydra was an alternative version of the original Red Skull, right? That's the way to look at it. We've then got the bad guys. So you've got I really like that Crossbones model, Quinn. I'm not going to lie.
He looks cool. It's a shame that he's still going to be Crossbones and therefore
It's still going to be Crossbones. He's still going to be Crossbones.
I love the new Doc Ock.
Not a fan of the new Red Skull. He looks more like Jim Carrey in The Mask. Hey, you want a cube? You want a cube? I got cubes.
Okay.
I got yellow cubes, white cubes, pink cubes.
You're very close to slipping into saying pubes there.
I really was, yeah. New Ultron looks amazing.
Not super fond of new Zemo, mainly because old Zemo was probably the coolest looking model in the old core set.
He was. Love the new Doc Ock. We need a tubby Doc Ock in our lives, Quinn. That
is a tubby Doc Ock.
Fat people need recognition too. We can be superheroes or villains. He's misguided. Let's just call him that. Poor Crossbones still with a short move. Yeah, indeed.
It's very sad.
So the names then of all these new characters. You got Captain America, the first Avenger, Captain Marvel, Cosmic Avenger, the Black Widow. So we've had Black Widow and we've had Black Widow Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the Black Widow. I love her sculpt, Quinn.
It's really cool. Like, I know that a lot of people won't like it because she's, attached to an Ultron drone in 2 places. But it looks pretty badass. And she's got the little, hitty sticks, the batons.
She's got the hitty sticks. We have a blob, it's fine. Wow, Foss. Jesus, that's brutal. You leave Quinn alone. We all know
Whoa.
We all know Quinn's Quinn, Doc, anyway. Winter Soldier Operative. That is a goddamn good-looking mini.
Oh, it's the best one in the box.
It's really good.
It just is. This is what Winter Soldier always should have looked like.
Yeah. The old Winter Soldier looks horrible. I'm sure there's a 3D
to the point
print.
where I use a 3D printer of Bucky in Wakanda from Infinity War.
I think there's a 3D print that looks very similar to this, Quinn.
There almost certainly is somewhere.
Very, very similar. And then what looks like Spider-Man from the Rivals panel on a bit of symbiote goo.
Oh boy. They literally just took all of the sprues of that model that didn't sell and just went, oh, we'll add this symbiote goo to it. That'll fix it.
It does feel like that. If the drone pieces are separate, you could easily assemble her just kneeing an invisible dude in the ghoulies. Man with gun cooler than the rest. 100%. 100%.
It's the American way.
So we've got Invincible Iron Man, Winter Soldier Operative, and then Spectacular Spider-Man.
Who is worse than normal Spider-Man threat-wise.
Yes.
Not so spectacular.
Yeah, so 6 new... Let's just talk about the Crisis cards that come in here, guys. The Crisis cards that come in this box are the Crisis cards that they released for free download. They are not new Crisis cards.
Well,
we already know
it's 6
that.
of the ones that are for free download, and it is the 6 that come in the original core box.
Original core box, yeah. Yeah, so we're not getting more Crisis cards in the core box. Move on to the bad guys. We've got Baron Helmut Zemo. Okay. Red Skull, Master of the Universe. Sorry, Master of the World. Crossbones, Merciless Merc. Ultron, Metal Tyrant. Ultron Drones. And then Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist.
But they were reaching with some of these, little additional names, weren't they?
They really were.
Merciless Merc.
I love how they've
Master of the world.
I love how they've just called Baron Helmet Zemo Baron. It's just his name. That's all it is.
They're calling him by his first name too, so you know he's in trouble.
Yeah, it's his full. It's when your mum shouts you down, isn't it? Like if you get all your names being shouted from downstairs to up, you know you better jump out that window because you're fucked up somewhere.
Not the experience I've ever had, but sure.
There we go. So let's then take a look, Quinn, at some of the new cards because they did reveal some of the new cards. We get a little bit of a better picture there. We are going to zoom in a little bit so we can see these a little bit better. Apologies while I do this on the fly, but it does mean that we can just see these cards just that little bit better. So Captain America, First Avenger, Steve Rogers, 443, 6 stamina, 4 threat, size 2, medium move. Shield bounce, Quinn, 3/5, cost 0, power equal to damage dealt. Bounce on a wild and a hit. After this attack is resolved, this character may make an additional shield bounce attack. The additional attack must target another character within 3 of the original target character and may be any distance from this character. This additional rule does not have the bounce special rule. It's worse because it doesn't ignore line of sight and it doesn't ignore cover.
I mean, it's a halfway house between Corset Cap and Boomer Cap.
Boomer Cap,
Because Boomer
yeah.
Cap had Flurry with a range 3 attack, and it was a proper builder. Obviously, other Cap has the shield throw. This strikes a happy balance of the two when you consider the leadership.
Yeah.
Like, without the leadership, it's a little iffy on the trigger, but you should be fine.
I think you should be fine, yeah. Brooklyn Brawler, range 3, 5 strength, 4 cost. Add dice to the attack equal to the target's size. I like this. Push on a crit and then on a block, hit, wild, frontliner. After the attack is resolved, the character may make an additional Brooklyn Brawler attack without paying the cost. The additional attack must target a different character. This additional attack does not have the frontliner special. So on average, it's going to be 7 dice, but really you're probably not going to be doing this into anyone other than a size 3.
I mean, doing this into like a big boy meta is kind of fun.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a big boy meta breaker.
Oh no, it's just a nice little thing to help you combat that.
But the only sad thing, Quinn, is if they're size 4, you don't get to push them because it's a size 3 or less. Feels a little bad. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Affiliation, Avengers. Yes, this is the 4th leadership for the Avengers.
Somehow Crimson got to 4 leaders before Avengers.
Before them, I know. Once per turn, when an allied character is attacking during the modified dice step, if there are 1 or more hit results in the attack roll, it may spend 1 power. It changes one of its results to any other result. This is pretty good, Quinn.
Real good.
Doctor Strange, Mystic Bindings, yada. It's pretty good. Charge, it's a charge. Perfectly block, add 2 dice for 2. Pretty standard stuff.
It could have literally been called Vibranium Shield, but sure.
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost like they had a name for that ability already.
Almost like that's a thing they learned for Shatterpoint, but can't really implement into MCP anymore.
Thoughts on our 3rd iteration of Captain America, Steve Rogers?
Until I get some table time with him, he will be my 2nd favourite iteration of Cap in the game, because nothing is going to be worse than Boomer Cap. Why is he in the scale mill? I think this leadership has a lot of interesting places to explore, as does a day unlike any other. Um, all caps
I
should
like that
have
he's a lot
charge.
more. Yeah, I like that he's more aggressive
Yeah,
than.
he's a bit more punchy, isn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
to be honest, I think like core caps spender is better, honestly.
I would
Um,
agree. Yeah, I would
Shield
agree.
slam, 2 power, 6 dice, throw a size 3 guaranteed. Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Um, I'd be interesting to see if this guy has I can do this all day when he flips.
Whether his
Considering he's
stamina goes up, even that could be a
yeah,
thing.
I mean he's got 6 stamina on this side, which is all like it's the same as core cap, and then core cap goes down. On no, it's the other way around. Core's 5, 8, 6. So potentially he's 6'5" with I can do this all day, so he's a bit front loaded. I think that strikes a better balance overall.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
yeah.
Oh
Let me
god,
ask you the
Mitch has
question,
shown
Quinn.
up. Mitch has
I
shown up.
know.
He's talking about Thor.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Mitch. We need a new version of Thor. Absolutely. 100%. But yeah, sadly, this wasn't it. Let's move on. Let's take a look at Red Skull, Master of the Universe. Hey, you want to buy a cube? I got cubes for you. 433, 6 stamina, 4 threat, size 2, medium, cosmic burst, 4, 5. I like it can be mystic or energy.
Choosing between Mystic or Energy, like even just in the context of this new core box, that's fun because obviously he's meant to pair off against new cap, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly that.
Wild Shock, I love that on a builder.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just Storm, but way better.
Yeah. Reality bows to me. 474. Crit hit wild reality supreme. After this attack is resolved, this character may make an additional reality bows to me without paying the power cost. This additional attack must be within 2. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay,
There's a lot of
guys.
doubling up attacks on these two so far. Like, it's an interesting theme that they're going with. I like it though.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. And then my cabal is only for the strong. So the fourth leader for
Fourth.
cabal.
Yeah,
Once per turn, while a non-grunt allied character is rolling dice as part of an attack roll, it may treat one failure as a crit result. If it does, after the attack is resolved, the attacking character loses 1 power. If it does not lose power, it suffers 1 damage instead. Interesting things about this one, Quinn. So, as part of an attack roll, it may treat 1 failure as a crit. So, if that is at the point before you explode crits, you are going to be able to explode another dice for it. But if it's after dice modification, I still think you're going to be able to treat a failure that you roll on a re-roll or an explosion as a crit. You're just not going to be able to do it.
I think the most interesting way this could work is you declare whether you're using it before you roll for the attack. Because it's while they're rolling dice as part of an attack. Is it you declare I'm using my leadership on this roll, and you might not even roll fail. I think that like adds an interesting like risk element to it. This is obviously very good on builder attacks because it's after the attack is resolved, you lose the power after you've gained power for the attack.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, means you're not taking that damage. I like it. Once again, fits the theme of like effectively the
It's the
baddies, right?
risk reward, isn't it? Like, we're going to inflict some damage on ourselves for domination. You're basically forced to buy this unless they make a rule. I could just use the original models and print these cards.
Well,
I mean,
you're
that's
not forced to do anything. But
yeah. I mean, this is it's a hobby. Like, yeah. I mean, I
and
think
like, whilst these guys are good, I don't think they're necessarily better than their original counterparts. Like,
no.
I think this
No.
skill is a lot more interesting. I don't think that cap is necessarily better than OG cap.
Let's see the back of his card, won't we? As we will do with Red Skull as well. Yeah. So I mean, you're not forced to buy anything, right? You can still play all the characters in this game, just like you weren't forced to buy the Weapon X Rivals panel box, or you're not forced to buy different versions of the same character. Like, you don't have to buy anything. I think, typically most events will allow models for you to use alternative models. But Quinn, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I've typically found that you have to have the original model as well, just in case your opponent doesn't want you to use that model. I mean, look, if you're at home,
I'm not really a proxier anyway, so
no, I'm not a proxier. Zelfa, this is 10 models. Like, this is 10 of what, 200 models in the game. So yeah, I mean, nobody forces you to buy anything. It's a hobby at the end of the day. AMG are a company; they want to make money. This is the way that they make money.
I take issue with the argument of having to do it to play competitively, because it might be true for 2 or 3 factions that are included in this box. You can make a very competitive Hydra list without really touching this score box, even though there are going to be Hydra characters in it.
Highest win rate of any affiliation in the game right now is Kingpin Criminal Syndicate, and none of the maybe Crossbones is in there, but yeah. I don't. It's not US. Cheers, Justin. bringing us back on topic.
I'm just waiting for once Justin starts the "I believe that we will win" chant. My favourite video comparing American chants to English ones.
Quinn, Reshape the World, cost 3, interactive terrain, feature size 3 or less, within 3, throw it medium.
It's
nice.
Output. I like it.
Yeah. Nothing is beyond my reach. Choose this character or another character within 2 and place it within 3 of its current position. Only use once per turn. For 4, I gather it's because it's another character, and another character can be a enemy character as well as an allied character.
This is Stranger's Scalpel.
Yeah.
With a once per turn limit.
Yeah. And then power is only for the one who rules. When this character spends power to make an attack action or to use a superpower, it may spend power for the attack or superpower from an allied character within range 3 of it, which actually makes his really Reshape the World, makes his Nothing is Beyond My Reach, just, yeah.
And it's not like he's got a bad builder anyway.
No, exactly.
He's chucking 5 dice, and he's getting to count a crit as a fail as a crit, on one of the attacks. That's decent.
So Zelfa, maybe you missed that beginning part. They have made new timeline rules.
No one's going to use them.
No one will use them.
3-day events.
So unless you're going to Adepticon, unless you're going to Gencon, which, for us over here in the UK, and I'm going to say Europe as well, Quinn, for the most part, we don't have 3-day events.
No.
We'll have 2-day events at the most.
I would also argue that Adepticon and Gencon and all of those sorts of cons aren't really the pinnacle of competitive play, typically, for a given game. It tends to be that there is a community-run thing that becomes, the biggest event in terms of, competitive stakes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I get it's different US, America versus UK, but, we don't have cuts, we don't have 3-day events. So it's different. It'll be exactly that, Michael. It will be weird one-off events. It'll be the events that Atomic Mass Games run. So what? 2 a year.
I mean,
enjoy.
They don't even run those; they sponsor them.
They do. Yeah, they do. Let's take a quick look at Ultron Metal Tyrant. First of all, lovely new model, Quinn. I love his drones. Concussion blasters. Sorry, he's 4/4/5, 8 stamina, 5 threat, size 3, medium move, medium base. That's not a bad stat line for a 5 threat character at all. Concussion blasters, 4/6, power equal to damage dealt. Nano corruption. After the attack is resolved, the target character gains the poison and bleed special conditions.
Pretty good dishing out 2 for a single result.
2 for 1 is always nice, right? As in 1 result. Not a huge fan of his cloak.
It's better than Vader's cloak.
It is better than Vader's cloak. Also, they said Timeline was a new tournament format, not the. Thomas, they did allude to that this would be the new premier version that the game was played in, but ultimately the community decides that, not AMG.
I think the community isn't going to embrace Timeline.
No, exactly not.
It just seems like it'll be a ball ache, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
Extinction Protocols, Quinn. Range 3, cost 4, 8 power. Before damage is dealt, if a target character is size 4 or less, throw it short. We love a guaranteed throw.
Yep.
Explosive Force, just how explosion works, basically. Everyone within 2 is pushed short and takes a damage, which is nice. Kinetic Field Generator, I think this is identical
same
to
as
his
OG Ultron,
OG
throw a
one.
size terrain features. Yeah.
Medium, which is nice.
Encephalid Beam, I want to say.
Encephalid Beam, yeah. Choose an enemy character within 3, advance it short. This superpower can only be used once per turn. Yeah, a bit of control. Metal Mind, when this character is defending against Mystic attack, it counts.
Wilds is 2.
Wilds is 2. Additionally, this character cannot be pushed or advanced by the special rules of Mystic things. Mystic
All superpowers.
Attacks or superpowers. I will carry a better age. When a terrain feature is destroyed by an allied effect, if there was not an allied Ultron drones in play, you may place an Ultron drones into play within 3 of this character. It gains a stagger special condition and is part of your squad, and then immunity to bleed and poison. Interesting how they bring the drones back. You are reliant on terrain being destroyed. And it is an allied effect, so it doesn't trigger on your opponent's turn. And then let's have a quick look at the drones, Quinn, because they are probably some of the better grunts that we've seen in the game.
I think they are the worst grunts we've seen in the game, but sure.
You think?
That they do nothing to objectives.
Oh god, I can't read their card
Or do you want me to read it for you?
You read this one.
Read this one. We've got Ultron drones, alias Ultron drones. They are 3 stamina, medium moves, size 2, 2/2 across the board defensively. They have range 3, 4 dice, 0 cost, energy blast attack. Funnily enough, it's energy. They have rough around the edges, 0 power, reactive ability. When this character would be removed from the battlefield, enemy characters within 2 of this character suffer 1 damage. An allied Ultron Metal Tyrant gains 1 power for each damage dealt this way. Then this character is removed from the battlefield. And then we get to the worst bit. Program for destruction. This character cannot pick up, hold, interact with, or contest objective tokens. They are completely inert from a scoring perspective. They are like a Nebula. They are like a Honey Badger. They are therefore the worst grunts because, yeah, grunts doing things with objectives is what makes grunts really good. And then they have flight. They're Ultron's grunts. They're immune to poison and bleed because they are beat-boop robots.
Yeah, thank you for that, Quinn. I hadn't seen the non-interaction. I was looking at their stat lines: 3 stamina, 2/2.
I mean, that is only marginally better than the Hydra grunts at that point as well. Like,
imagine caring about objectives. Yeah,
I think if
unfortunately,
they had like a 5 dice attack, that'd be real good. But no.
Yeah, I do like Ultron though. I think he's a nice character.
He looks super cool. Yeah,
he is good, and they also look good as well. I love the one crawling, like just at the bottom.
Yeah,
like it looks really good. So Emma is free to destroy the grunts since it's a reactive power, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to waste an attack with Emma into these grunts that are not scoring anything and probably aren't outputting a great deal of damage, yeah.
Yeah. It's not. Someone who's not meh, Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
Cosmic Avenger, Captain Marvel. Now, what they said with including
The
grunts in there,
and this character.
including this in there. They're two new things, or two newer things, that were introduced in the game outside of the core box, and they wanted the new core box to include the idea of transforming characters and the idea of grunt, which I think makes sense, Quinn, right? It means that from day one, newer players
They're going to be
understand how they
familiarized
work.
with those rules. I also think another thing that they've done that is probably going to have like a pretty beneficial impact is they've included leaders that aren't just leaders for the sort of factions you get in the box. As we'll get on to, Doc Ock has a leadership. So if you buy that box and you go, oh, I really like Doc Ock, he's got this leadership ability, that then, drives you down the path of let's explore spider foes. It just gives you more exploration options. It makes that process easier for a newer player, which I do think will have positive impact.
Yeah, no, it's good. Listen, guys, we're not going to go through in detail with every card. We are going to skip through some of these now because time. There is a lot to go through. We'll probably do other videos breaking down the characters in more detail once we've had time to play with them and stuff. But look, I like they've done this. I think it's a very, very positive move. The models look so much better, Quinn, than the other models
I like
as well.
Helmet. I like Helmet Danvers. I still think normal Danvers has a weird face.
She does. They've always got her face wrong, haven't they?
Well, they're just not very good at doing female faces.
Yeah, that is true.
I think the best one they've done is Gamora. I think Gamora had a really good face, but
alien face though, isn't it? And I know Danvers is alien, but it's still a human-looking face. Let's take a look, Quinn, at some of these new leaderships. So, Baron Helmet Zemo. Let's start off with him, Quinn. Army of Evil. So in the core box, guys, if you are, as Quinn says, you're getting characters that have got leaderships for affiliations that are not in the core box. However, there may be a chance you can run Hydra because you do have Winter Soldier in there as well, which I think is nice. So I think you could probably get away with running Winter Soldier, Baron Zemo, and New Red Skull with another character and play the Hydra affiliation, which is really cool. So when this leadership becomes active, add one Hydra or unaffiliated Team Tactics card from your unused Team Tactics card to your available Team Tactics cards. It may be played this game. Additionally, once per turn, or once each turn, after one or more allied characters pays power to play a Team Tactics card, choose one of the characters that paid the power to play the card. The chosen character gains one power. It's, getting a tactics card for less. You need the power up front, but you get some back.
If we're being honest,
it's the weakest of all the leaderships in the core box.
It's the worst leadership of the lot, and also it's fighting for two of my favourite leaderships in the game in Hydra as an affiliation. Yeah. The reason you play this guy in Hydra is because of his little pistol.
He does have a really nice little pistol, doesn't it?
It's really nice. Still brings strategic genius, which is always good.
Yeah, I like they've done that. And to clarify, you can put this version of Zemo and the OG version of Zemo in your roster, but you can't put them both in your squad because they share a name. So that's the way that it works. Let's get on to Invincible Iron Man, Quinn. Let's get you an upgrade, Affiliation Shield. So I think in the same way that we said you're going to be able to play both Avengers, Cabal, and Hydra in the core box, you are going to be able to play Shield in the core box as well.
You've got Widow, Iron Man, and probably Cap.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier's like the additional one to everything, but I think you could see that Cap in Shield as well.
He is called First Avenger, isn't he? So, potentially. When an allied character is attacking, defending, or dodging during the modified dice step, it may spend one power. If it does, it may re-roll one of its dice.
This is Wakanda.
It's,
literally Wakanda.
I mean, not only that, he is Wakanda in a card.
Because he's also Shuri.
I like it. I like what they've done with it. I'm going to say, Quinn, not a huge fan of his model.
I was going to say this earlier as we were going through them. I'm not overly fond of this sculpt at all.
Yeah, really not Really not a fan of his
I
stuff.
still think the best Iron Man they've done is the one that poops out of Hulkbuster.
Oh, 100%.
It's really
100%.
Nice. Now, this one feels like needlessly bulky in a way around the torso.
Yeah, just not. Yeah. Just not a fan. Just not a fan. He's a good model. He's like his character is good, right? As a fourth,
Yeah, his card's decent. I've got no issue with the card. It's just
the model is just a bit. It looks a bit goofy, doesn't it? Like,
I think part of it is because he's got like the hand that's down. It's got the weird like wrist flipped out. Obviously, that's how like he stabilizes his flight normally, but it just looks a bit awkward because he's sort of tilting as he flies. It's like,
So they already confirmed that Winter Soldier will be a rogue agent. They did confirm that.
They've made him different from the other one, but making the threat more.
They have indeed. And then let's talk about Quinn, Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist. This may be the one that I am just so the happiest with of all of them. Sinister Six. So whilst we are not getting a Sinister Six affiliation, we are getting.
We never were. Anyone
we never were.
That was just living
but we do get Sinister Six affiliation leadership. For the Spider-Foes. Once per turn, when an attack targeting an allied character is resolved, if that character is not dazed, it gains 1 power. Additionally, once per turn, when an allied character suffers damage from an enemy attack, after that attack is resolved, it may remove one of the following special conditions from itself: shock, slow, or incinerate. Important here, it's after the attack is resolved. So, Spider-Foes walk up and put a slow on you as part of their attack. At the end of it, you just go, no thanks, mate, and just get rid of it. I really like this one, Quinn. Really, really like this one. I think of all the characters, I think probably Doc Ock is my favourite one that they've put in this new core box.
It's not the ideal I wanted from a Spider-Verse leader Doc Ock. I wanted 5-threat mega murder Doc Ock. We've got a bit of a halfway house with like the old core set one. He's got the flurry of arms, but it's sort of 5 dice attack now. That's cool. Still got scientific hubris. His throw has gotten a bit better. Arm
lenses is really nice though, right? A beam 4, with 4 and incinerate is really good.
It's a decent way of generating power if you can roll those crits. I'm kind of hoping, as much as it's cool to get like another Doc Ock that has a leadership, I also kind of want Vulture to be a 3-threat leader.
And there's potential for that.
But Foes having a 3-threat leader would be the thing that really unlocks them. Obviously, they're getting 5 new releases like relatively soon. But I think just having that option to go slightly lower threat, because I feel like just there's a lot of 4-threat stuff going on with Foes, and you can't fit all of it in at the moment.
Yeah, it's true. Release date for this new core box, by the way, guys, because somebody's asked the question. It's available for pre-order now, of course it is, and it's going to be fall for everyone outside of America that uses actual seasons and months.
That'd be autumn.
It's autumn. So I would imagine, Quinn, October time. We can probably.
I think we'll get November just because that's game anniversary.
Maybe.
Also, they do their Christmas releases in November.
They do, yes, they do indeed. Let's see what else we've got on here. Quick shot of the scenery that you get in there. They've taken out some Sentinels and put some drones in. Little underwhelming, Quinn, on the whole terrain with this side. But again,
I just don't care.
For a lot of people, it doesn't. It really doesn't matter, does it? Because they tend to play.
It's confirmed to be October 13th.
Oh, there we go. October 13th. Vulture's main superpower is reminding you of your own mortality. By the way, guys, we've got over 100 of you in the chat. If you could leave a like and hang around to the end, guys, because we do have an announcement to make. So stick with us.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Run.
It's a trap. Wrong one, Quinn. Wrong one. Quick look at the 2023 Crisis Pack. So, let's just confirm what we are getting in that core box, because we're not... Oh, there we go. In the core box, you're going to get tactics cards. You're going to get the Crisis cards, the 6 ones that were part of the original core box, but the updated versions. And then to get access to all of the other cards, so all of the other Crisis cards, plus a whole bunch of other stuff, is going to be the 2023 Crisis Pack. Now, they've confirmed a couple of things that are changing with the Crisis cards, Quinn, which I am a fan of. First thing is there's no longer a need to have any maps with you at all, because all of the maps are going to be printed on the Crisis card themselves. And then to accommodate for that additional information, they're going to be tarot card sized. I don't have any to hand, but for anyone that's played Shatterpoint, that is going to be the size of the stance cards and the order cards from Shatterpoint.
I mean, I could reach down and go and get some to display, but I can't be bothered.
I mean, and we're just showing them up to a camera anyway, so you don't really get the idea of it. What changed to the movement stick? So basically, if you look, Mitch, one of the sides now, they actually have a front and a back, or a beginning and an end. So the little nooked side goes up against the character base, and then it's a flat side at the other end.
Like
This
the
is to-
Shatterpoint tools.
Yeah, this is to get around the confusion, because people thought you had to go front to back and that your base had to be within the little nook at the other side. That's not true. You can end your movement with your character touching any part of the movement tool. So it just cleans that up a little bit.
I'm a little curious as to how they've sort of displayed this here. Like, I know it's almost certainly not the case, but it makes it seem like they're packing like the new Crisis
I
pack
know.
with these tools, and it's like, yeah,
know.
no, not a thing.
They're definitely not. They are definitely not. These will be in the core box. Again, I don't know why they did it in that way, but you know, we are but mere mortals, Quinn. We are
speak for
mere
yourself.
mortals. This is true. This is true. And let's see, do we have anything else? So we've already touched upon it, but moving forward, once all the core sets have been sold, or the old core sets have been sold, they won't reprint anymore, and the affiliation packs will be the only way that you will be able to get these old characters. If you want original Spidey, he's obviously already available in the Web Warriors one. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I prefer 4 character packs. It just costs less money per character. That's just the, you know, it's just the way that it is.
I agree with that statement when all 4 of the characters are good.
You buy most things anyway, though, Quinn?
I haven't for a long while, translating to when Shatterpoint got announced.
Kaylee, you don't get any more movement from the new movement tools, because you could technically go right up to the end of the old ones, but it just looked like you weren't touching it because there was then a little nook bit that was taken out. So exactly the same movement. It just cleans it up a little bit, I think, Quinn, doesn't it, in terms of what they're doing there. And good news, guys. You're going to have a fuck ton of spare cards, because every pack comes with every language. So somebody asked the question, like, you know, can we reprint them ourselves and things like that? Just find somebody who doesn't speak your language and get their card off them.
I mean, that isn't true for the core set, but sure.
Not the course. Actually, yeah, for the course.
Which is the only thing that we've been discussing that with. So
that is true. Yeah, ignore that.
Not
Scratch
good
that
news.
one.
Rich
Scratch
never
that
brings
one.
good news.
I don't bring good news. I never do. I never ever do.
He is a
And I
bearer of ill omens.
think. Oh, here we go, Quinn. This is the last one. So this was a screenshot from the video, and we can gain some information from this, can't we?
Well, I mean, you can tell exactly what everyone's threats are.
So we can see that Peter Parker. Let's just do it like this. So Peter Parker was going to be a 3 threat.
Yep.
Obviously, we know Cap is 4. Winter Soldier is 4, which is nice. Obviously, we know Danvers is 5. We know Ultron's 5. We know Zemo is 4. And then Crossbones is still 3. But new Black Widow, Quinn, is 4. So a 2, 3, and 4 threat version of Black Widow, which is...
Well, once again, like, continuing the theme of this being the year of 4 threats, right?
Oh, obviously, yeah. Let's talk about Crossbones only having a short move on a short base, on a small base.
Oof.
Rough, man.
I mean,
rough.
Those new tools will make him slightly faster.
I mean, look, the guy's carrying a big gun. I'm hoping that he has a range 5 attack, right?
I mean, we can literally zoom in and have a look. What does it say?
Well, he's got an energy attack, so I think that is going to be...
It's a beam.
Oh, wow.
You can tell it's a fucking beam.
Oh, yeah, because he's got the B on the front there.
Beam 4, I reckon.
Maybe illicit network-esque.
Wait, what the hell? Why does it look like his first attack is a spender?
No, it's not. It's 0.
That looks like a 4 to me.
No, it's a 0.
That's a 4. Because that is...
It is a 4.
Beam, and that's 6 dice. So I don't know how the hell he works, but that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Does he have the blow himself up for literally no reason power? Maybe. Maybe. And there we go, guys. That is it for all of the new stuff. Quinn, let's forget the X-Men stuff. Let's forget the Spider-Verse stuff for a moment. Let's focus in purely on the core box, this new core box. For me, it was time they released a new core box, right? It's been 4 years, right? In November. So I think that is a long enough period of time. Do you think the reception to it would have been a little bit less, why am I having to pay for the same characters again? Which I get if they'd have gone for different characters. Should they have gone? So that's my question.
Obviously, it would have been different because it wouldn't have been the same characters.
Should they have gone for different characters in the core box than what was in the original core box? Or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter to me. For one, like, the characters that were in the original core box are some of my preferred, like, Marvel characters anyway. I'm a big fan of Cap. I like Captain Marvel. You know,
And a 5-threat Danvers is quite nice.
5-threat Danvers is, chef's kiss.
Guardians of the Galaxy Danvers, you say? I need a new crutch. My other one's been whittling away.
Whittling away? You've driven it so far into the ground, it's in fucking New Zealand. Like, you've just reminded me of one of the things that I don't like about this game. Great.
What's better than one Ghost Rider, Quinn?
No Ghost Riders. Because then you play a fair and balanced game.
2 Ghost Riders. We all know that's the answer. But yeah, overall
I look
thoughts
forward
on it?
to the... You know what? If Timeline events get rid of all Ghost Riders, I will wholeheartedly support them. Because they need addressing. Like, they're fucking silly. Just, like...
But
feel
back
like
onto
also, people wouldn't have been waiting for this, with as much bated breath if, they hadn't been actively trying to ruin their game up until this release.
But overall thoughts on the new core box as a starting point for the game, because that is what it is, right? It is for new players, it is the starting point of the game now. Do you think it is better than, worse than? Do you think it's... for me, I would say the rules are more advanced. than the original core box, but you would
Rules more
expect that
advanced.
anyway.
The cost has obviously increased, which
Yes.
I think is the factor.
So yeah, you're going to be looking at what was it, 100 and
$150. Shatterpoint didn't change between dollars and pounds. I don't think this will either, so it'll be 150 RRP.
Nothing changes between dollars and pounds because we get screwed over.
So like that is a factor. Like it will still probably be worth it. Like I'm still on the fence as to whether this will be a thing I invest in because I've been playing a lot of Shatterpoint. I enjoy a lot of Shatterpoint. I'm not sure if like this box addresses the issues that I've come to have with MCP as a game. I think it's fun and cool, and I think like playing MCP in that sort of fun and cool beer and pretzels environment is great, and it is something that I will probably end up grabbing a random game of every so often. But I don't think it's going to be my competitive focus anymore. Just I'm better
fair.
at Shatterpoint than I've ever been at like MCP, so I'll stick to the thing I'm good at, I reckon.
So yeah, $149.99. Yeah, it's okay. Price wise, I think things have gone up in cost just generally. I think for older players, what is it? It's $150. It's $10. It's less than $10 a character. So if you ignore
that's not maths. There are 13 characters.
13 characters in the game. Sorry, yeah. So what is it?
150 divided by 13 does not make
$11, $12 per character. So it's still less per character, Quinn, than going out and buying if they'd have released all these characters in packs, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the difference
it is an individual lump sum.
Oh yeah. But and also, you might not want all these characters, right?
Yeah.
You just might want the new Doc Ock.
You might not want shit Crossbones.
I feel like Quinn just spoiled the end show announcement there. What did you just say?
I don't think I did, unless it's like my retirement from MCP.
But yeah, I think for me, Quinn, I'm fine with it. I'm not a fan of the updated packaging, if I'm being honest with you. I liked and I get black and yellow is now very much the Shatterpoint thing, the Star Wars thing, so they're moving away from that, and they're using that sort of, slightly different colour palette.
Blue, red, yellow is like the Marvel palette, right?
Yeah. But yeah, there we go, guys. Let us know what you think down in the comments section below. Going to be honest, guys, painting competition for this week, we did not even look at them because we were very busy.
Also,
watching this video,
absolute gibbon decided to, have this outlandish, ludicrous request of a full Guardians roster.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Honestly,
I did.
some people.
Yeah, I know, right? I wonder who inspired me for that. So what we'll do is we'll do another quick video at some point over the next couple of days, and we'll announce the winner of that and things. But guys,
I can go pick one right now if you want.
It's fine.
But
we are going to be giving away one of the Earth's mightiest core sets. So when they are released in October, to one lucky subscriber. Haven't decided yet what the criteria is going to be. But yeah, so keep an eye out. We'll either announce it in a video or on the community page, and probably over on the Discord as well. But we are going to be giving away a core set. But a prerequisite of that will be that you've subscribed to the channel anyway. So if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that just to get yourself ahead of things. I want to give a big shout out, guys, to Neil at the Odis Games for sponsoring the channel. Big thank you to him. I want to give a shout out to all of our Patreons. They do help me and support me to do things like the giveaways and things like that as well. Rich, the criteria is if your name is Sean Krogulski. I think it might be something a little less honed in
mean,
than that, Sean.
To be fair, Sean, if we set that as the criteria, there's going to be a whole lot of Sean Gluskis like
Do you
in
remember?
chat.
Do you remember how many Gooey Chewies there were?
I mean,
that time?
I am Gooey Chewy.
We did have a Spartacus moment, didn't we? But yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that one, guys. Is this Corebots going to be the revival of MCP? Not for me.
I still think there are like larger things that need to be addressed. The main one being things like Thanos.
Yeah,
Just
keep an eye out.
getting rid of those kinds of oppressive characters and just like putting them in their box and keeping them there.
I'm here for the Sean clones. Yes, Nathan, it was all your clones, wasn't it? Guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. If you could leave a like, if you could share, if you could do all the normal YouTube stuff, it would be greatly appreciated. And guys, until next time, stay safe and not the Force may be with you.
The Force will never be with you.
The Force will never be with you. I'm just going to leave you on this, guys. USA! USA!
I believe that we will.